Hi,
Who are you?
I'm the new owner and I'm here to evict you.
Evict me? What about Mr. Rodriguez?
Don't worry about him.
Why are you even doing this?
I mean, remodeling, I guess.
Did
Yeah,
you just say?
so
Did you just say money?
I said no such thing. Anyways, pack your things. You got like 3 days to leave.
3 days? What am I supposed to do? How is this even legal?
Blame the government. I don't know. Blame someone. Not me. Just not me. Okay, ladies and gents, I'm here to give you a quick tour of our new remodeled Airbnb luxury hotel. Okay, forget about that.
Bro, why are you doing this?
See, look at him. So lost, confused, unfocused. This is why so many people lose their homes.
I'm getting evicted.
Anyways, bro, you see, don't be like him. Get your life together, get your money up, stay humble, stay focused. That's it.
Whatever. Anyways,
hmm
wait. Can I just stay here, even if and I'll pay the rent? I mean, the rent's gonna be the same, right?
What are you talking about, bro? It's like it's been 8K ever since I
8K?
came.
Why
Yeah.
is it 8K?
Blame inflation, I guess. I really love Puerto Rico. I've never been here before, but like spiritually, I feel like I belong, and the taxes are a plus.
Yeah. This dude's insane. How am I losing my apartment and getting life advice at the same time? How can you take my home for tourists?
I can't hear you of my return on investment.
Wait, what did you say?
It's called gentrification. Look it up.
Puerto Rico, a lively Caribbean island off the shores of the United States, best known for its amazing weather, stunning beaches, friendly hospitality, rich history, and gentrification. In the documentary El Apagón, Aquí, Vive, Gente by Bad Bunny, the video showcases the reactions Puerto Ricans have after being asked to leave their homes so they can be destroyed and rebuilt for the rich. People interviewed are not willing to comply with the laws, as some have lived in their properties for years. Protests and local chants of Aquí Viva Gente occurred to combat this, but it had to stop the rich from avoiding taxes and buying cheap property so they could turn a profit on them. Bad Bunny's message is clear. Through analyzing the way private real estate companies in mainland USA are buying up apartments, hotels, and buildings in Puerto Rico, turning them into high rentals and Airbnbs, one can see how this has caused economic displacement and driven people into financial hardships. It raises an important question. Why are Puerto Ricans being made out to be lower class citizens on their island?
Now, what's happening in Puerto Rico definitely isn't random, and didn't just start yesterday either. The gentrification and displacement we see now are born from years of economic collapse, government moves to attract outside money, and investors who came for the incentives. After decades of shrinking opportunities and rise in debt, the government passed two big tax incentive laws to outsiders, which were Act 20, meant for businesses, and Act 22, meant for wealthy individual investors, and both acts were later merged into Act 60. Now, under these laws, many companies pay rock bottom taxes, often as low as 4% corporate rate, way less than what they pay elsewhere, especially in the United States. Now, individuals as well, moving from the USA to Puerto Rico, get big dividends, investment gains, and tax gains, many of which are left tax-free under Puerto Rican income tax once residency is established. Now, on paper, both acts seemingly are meant to encourage investment and create jobs for Puerto Ricans, but unfortunately, in our reality, millions of dollars flow to outsiders, and locals do not see the benefit. What they see is their neighborhoods being compromised. Reports show that from 2012 to 2021, property prices skyrocketed across many communities as much as by 63%. Now, that spike didn't just hit the luxury zone, it affected locations where working class and middle class Puerto Ricans lived. And it's not just buying homes, short term rentals, even like Airbnbs, play a big part of this. According to housing studies, when the number of short-term rentals goes up, rent and home prices go up along with them. That means fewer homes are left for people who actually want to live there. At the same time, families who rented for years are feeling the pressure. People across the island have talked about being forced to move, not because they wanted to, but because their neighborhoods are getting more expensive, more tourist focused, and less livable for locals. Over time, the pressure doesn't just push people out, it slowly erases the culture, language, and sense of community that these places special in the first place. I know many of you are wondering, if these investors have all the money and legal loopholes to support their businesses, why not just build new hotels or apartments elsewhere, instead of taking over neighborhoods that belong to locals already? I believe that building new apartment complexes and Airbnbs from scratch takes a lot of time, money, regulation for many investors, and most likely the location of where these may be built wouldn't be aesthetically pleasing for tourists. So their quickest path to profit is by buying existing homes in culturally rich, attractive neighborhoods, which they would remodel into luxury rentals or tourist properties, cashing in on the demand without lifting a finger to rebuild for locals. That's how tax laws meant to help the economy end up displacing people who grew up there and erasing communities that have lived there for generations. Now, when we talk about development, incentives, or economic recovery, let's remember who's paying the price, not just with money, but with homes, history, culture, and belonging.
Gentrification in Puerto Rico today isn't just about new buildings or rising property values. It's about active displacement. Because of tax laws like Acts 20, 22, and now Act 60, thousands of wealthy investors, mostly who are from the mainland US, are moving onto the island, buying up homes, hotels, and entire neighborhoods. And as shown in El Apagón, these properties are now being flipped into luxury rentals and Airbnbs that locals simply cannot afford. This has created a severe housing crisis. Long-time residents who once paid stable, manageable rents are suddenly being pushed out as property owners chase the far higher profits that come with renting to tourists and newcomers. According to interviews, families who lived in a community for generations have been evicted with almost no warning, all because someone else can pay more. But the impact goes beyond housing. It cuts into culture and community. Local businesses that shape Puerto Rican identity are being replaced by boutique shops and investor-owned chains. Public spaces are sold off or privatized, stripping residents of places that once belonged to everyone. As Melanie Lave describes, people who grew up on this island now feel like outsiders in their own neighborhoods. Emotionally, this creates a sense of loss, frustration, and even invisibility. Many Puerto Ricans describe feeling treated as lower-class citizens on their own land, pushed aside so outsiders can enjoy tax breaks and beachfront views. Gentrification isn't just reshaping Puerto Rico's economy, it's reshaping the daily lives and dignity of the people who live there.
Puerto Ricans aren't staying silent and sitting back while the wealthy come to invest in new apartments and Airbnbs, and also escape from taxes in the mainland United States. All across the island, Puerto Ricans are protesting the construction of these new homes. They're also speaking out against the rising cost of rent and homes in general. We see many Puerto Ricans who have spent their entire lives on the island complaining and advocating for a change, including repealing Act 60, which attracts the foreign investors who intend to purchase these properties and invest in them, which causes the prices and rent to go up. They're also calling for security for long-term residents who have spent most of their lives living in these apartments and are being evicted just so that these new tenants can come who are willing to pay the increased rent. It's not just advocates on the island who are attempting to make the change, however. Multi-platinum recording artist Bad Bunny also has used his platform to speak on the issue at hand. Bad Bunny is someone who is not afraid to use his platform to help show the issues at hand in Puerto Rico. For example, Bad Bunny created a 23-minute documentary titled Aquí, Vive, Gente, where he has interviews with people who are directly affected by these new investors who come looking to make some more money. We can see how these investors are hurting the island and the community inside of it. With this interview being on YouTube, it has been able to reach international attention and show people what is going on in Puerto Rico. Together, these protests, advocacy groups, and influential voices are working together to resist the change that Act 60 is causing on the island. They fight for the right to be able to protect their culture and reclaim their own island.
I'm here with Time, and today I'm going to be asking Time a simple question. So, Time, have you seen the music video from Bad Bunny called El Apagón?
Nah.
So, essentially, Bad Bunny is trying to convey a message in this video. He showcases the displacement of citizens from their homes, so their properties is destroyed and rebuilt into a modern building for the rich. He creates this image of gentrification happening right now in Puerto Rico. How do you feel about that?
That's terrible. Why is that happening?
So essentially, in Puerto Rico, capital taxes, like basically all the taxes that you get, that you have to pay for when you make investments and stuff like that, those are basically non-existent in Puerto Rico. Whereas to here in the States, obviously it is.
Yeah.
So obviously the rich are taking advantage of that, and essentially they're taking this a step further with destroying the citizens' building, Puerto Ricans' buildings, and basically remodeling it into modern buildings. But instead of being it for the Puerto Ricans, it's instead for the rich. So how does that make you feel?
It doesn't touch my mind. That's terrible, honestly. Like, what are the people who live in Puerto Rico going to do, honestly? There's a lot of families, a lot of generations of heritage that's there. Where are you going to put them? Honestly, you got to compensate that because not everybody's going to want to move, you know?
Yeah.
If it was my home, I wouldn't leave.
And I was just gonna get to that. How would you feel if you lived in an apartment and a new tenant came in and raises the rent so high to where you have no other choice but to leave?
I'm fighting back. I can't let that happen, honestly. Not because I'm American, but I'm just saying, like, where are you going to, like, that's just, I can't even imagine that, honestly, because I know where I'm at, and I can't think about going anywhere else, honestly. So, that's just crazy what's happening in Puerto Rico.
It is crazy what's happening in Puerto Rico, and we should always support the Puerto Ricans because they deserve to live in the homes that they live in.
Solo con usted, yo bailo con usted, nada más con usted, un beso con este,